I had placed my order to buy and I cancelled it because I saw the market moving in a with momentum. Convert this to 15-minute chart, and you will realize that how the market moved. It just tanked. So when it's tanking, why should I wait and buy at 1385 when I know it's going to go further down? So I just cancelled it. I then shifted it. I checked the chart. I wanted to see the next support level, which you will take it on a daily or a weekly basis. You will get the support next. Take it on the weekly basis. It's easier to take it on a weekly basis. Support. Fine. Next support is where? 1230, 1255. I would 1230 or 1200. Yeah.
Yeah, 1200 looks to be a better support.
Right. That is my next support. So now why should I bother? Now look at the weekly chart. The way Shopify has fallen down. Again, last 3 weeks, how many points it has fallen down? Again. All red candles, solid red candles, lower highs, lower lows, lower close, lower highs, lower close, lower lows. All 3 weeks. How many weeks of climb has been taken care of? One more, go back. Yeah, 15 November onwards. 15 November onwards, this week. Or the next week, whatever we call it. Next week also is fine. Right. So 22nd November onwards, all the effort of climbing it right from 1315 to took it to 1800, it has been knocked off in those 3 weeks of the night falling.
Hi Vivek sir, this is Aditya. Just a quick question if I can ask right now.
No.
Come back if I can. So taking into consideration that the whole market is red, so do we take this as a correction or a crash, or when do we actually determine as to what it is? That is my first question. And the second question is, suppose say if in any of the stocks we are already in profit, do we still sell them or do we still wait for a moment just to see how the market goes?
I would always advocate for trailing stop loss for your profit. Keep the low of the previous day as a stop loss so that you can at least secure your profits. If you are in profit, keep security of your profit. Try and secure your profits. Now, if you are in Shopify, what would you do? Can you click on the plus sign below and come back on February 9th onwards? Yeah, expand this further. Buzz. Now, on February the 10th, over here, what's your low? 1794. Right, Aditya? Next day, what's your low? 1828. Now you will keep a stop loss at 1828. What's your low the next day? 1825. So now my low my stop loss was hit. And if I was trading a stop loss, I have sold at 1825. I have taken the profits out at 1825. Coming go 2 candles to your left on the green candle. The high of the day, yeah, this one. The highest point. What is the high? 19,000. So I have sold at 1825 or 1828 and the high was 19,000. Do you prefer selling it like that or do you prefer selling it now at 1430?
Anytime 1825, sir, yeah.
Exactly, because that is why I say always trade if you are in profit. Now, this is the way when you are talking to multiple traders, you will get multiple ideas. Farhan would say, I have a winner, I should not bother. I would say, I have a winner, I should not lose. We are talking of a different trading strategy. We are both having a different trading profile, right? I would say, boss, profit secured is profit earned, and that is what I want to do. I have now seen 2 consecutive weeks or days, and I've taken my profit at 1828. I can now enter in anytime I want, either 1385 or even at 1230, which is my next target entry price for Shopify. I will now enter Shopify at about 1230, first tranche, second tranche at about 1170. I will see this on a weekly chart, you will see it better. Now expand it further. Yeah. 1230 or 1150 or whatever you call it. 1150, 1130 is what I'm looking at. So that's your stop loss.
That's 1150 stop
loss.
No,
next to it. No, around 950 would be a stop loss. 50 is my stop loss. $200 stop loss. Right. But my target is 1800 plus.
Are you looking to enter in larger quantity at 1200, 11?
Actually, if I do a first tranche at about 1250 or 1230, next tranche at 1150 or 1170, I would be entering into a bigger quantum with a stop of about 950. I would enter with a stop of 950.
which is somewhere here, which is basically your this 100 EMA.
100-day moving average.
Yeah.
Below 100-day moving average.
So since we are on Shopify, we'd had asked, is it good time to enter?
I would say 1250 would be the right approach. 1250 or 1270, and next tranche at 1130 or 1150.
50, yeah.
Best is to put it on the sheet directly. No, you कर रहे हैं. You will have this reference in your sheet directly.
No, it's okay. I can put because
No,
otherwise
do that. It will be better always for you. So first entry at 1250, next entry at 1150 or 1270. Sorry,
and the next one is 1150.
1150 or 1160, whatever you want. Stop of 950
For the second entry.
stop loss. Yeah, the stop loss for both. Stop loss for both is 950. Target will be whatever is high, 1850 or whatever it is.
Yeah,
or 1900 also.
Yeah, it was
I would give you a
1900.
target of what? I would give you a target of 1650 first, and then I'll give you a target of 1875
Yeah, 1650 as per the weekly.
and 1875.
Okay.
That's my target.
Vivek sir, you have also not entered, right? Even I was.
I have not entered. I told you I cancelled it. I had a major fight with my son yesterday at about 1:30 in the night. After speaking to Ty, I had a fight with him. 1296 or 13. But it went up to almost 1430. He said, you made me lose $100 for nothing.
You also wanted to discuss about Tesla?
I have a question here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Like
Imran.
when you guys are saying that the price to enter is like 1270 or 1150, the second one. So it could be like any day of the week we would be looking for.
It could be any time of the day. It could be any time of
Monday.
Any time of the day. It could be Monday, it could be Tuesday, any day.
Any day. Okay.
The point is when you know that your previous support of buying at 1385 has been broken, you immediately look at the next support which is around. And the next support is only at 1250 and 1270 and 1150.
Okay, right. Got it.
That is the reason why you will always wait, because once a support has been broken, that means now that has become your resistance. So you will come further down. Now very clearly, in the weekly candle, it has dropped below the 20-day EMA and closed below the 20-day EMA. So I'm expecting it to go below that. That is why I come down. So I'm looking at 1250 and then 1170. 1250 was the low of the previous candle, and that is also the support taken in the previous few days. Be it in July, be it in October, the same support was taken at 1250.
Right.
Line there, it comes there and bounces back, comes, bounces back, comes, bounces back. So 1250 was the previous support. Then next is 1170, exactly where you are looking at 1170, 1130, 1150. And again, that was the resistance in way back in May. If you look at the May candles, the red and green, this one, the high is 1158. The red candle high is, open is 1155. That was the resistance over there. It was not able to go beyond that. It took a dip and 3 weeks later it crossed over. It broke the resistance. When it breaks the resistance, that resistance now becomes the support. So 1150 will now become your support. And that is exactly why you see the other candles happening after that. Way back in September, October, 1150 holds. November, it holds. Now 1150 doesn't mean 1150 precisely.
1160.
It will always be taken into account. But the zone holds. And that is now your support. Your resistance was broken out. That became your support. Now this current fall will now test 1150. Right? Now I am thinking of entering into at 1250.
And
Why? Because we have been moved out for 1270. Why? Because we had missed an opportunity earlier also. At 1380, this time when we wanted to buy, we missed that opportunity, but we were waiting for
this level.
70.
Yeah. It didn't reach here and then it
moved down.
we are looking at weekly chart. What on daily chart?
No, it reached somewhere at 1385 and it moved down.
Yeah, around 1376 and then it moved up.
Yeah.
We were waiting.
We were waiting for it at 1270.
Yes.
1270 or we were waiting for it over there.
That's correct.
Now, because you've been burnt once, you'll be careful next time. So you are willing to enter earlier.
Right.
And it's always good to acknowledge your flaws and acknowledge your wrong reading because you will learn from it. Even yesterday, if you look at it, yesterday's low was 1296, right? Compare that to what we were looking at our targets earlier entry targets, 1280, 1270.
Yeah. 1270.
So you're almost in the whisker. You're almost in the whisker. It was your question, right, Imran? Or was it Aditya's question?
Yeah, it was mine, Imran.
Yeah. I hope we answered it well.
Yes, I understood.
Any further question on this?
No, thanks. Yeah, basically, last week we were discussing JE and DCBO, so I was just seeing how the pattern were last week and how things would be in the future now. So, yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for yours.
Most welcome.
Yeah. J was the next stock because that's the first in the list here.
DCBO, I think I've already given a shade on the group already. The entry price and the exit price.
Yeah. His question is, what's the?
Other price I've already given on the group. Then
I think-
let's see first. So
I think-
51, I guess, was the entry point for it. That was
yeah, I
the
think so.
and it had hit 49 in the Friday. Friday, it went down till 49.
Even like 48 point something.
Yeah,
or something.
because I got into DCBO.
Yeah, but even I went to DCBO.
That's right. So I think Imran's question was, since we had analyzed last week, can we look into this week as well based on the way it has traded this week? So what
Yeah.
would be the better buy price as of as of the last closing price for DCB and for JE? So maybe we
Yes,
can
exactly.
quickly analyze both. This entire week, it has all for about,
It was JE now.
yeah. So it has been in the same small channel, except on this day because of the earnings, it had spiked and then it opened high and started closing lower. But it's in the small channel and the trend still looks downward. As you can see, Williams R and CCI is downward. So though it is at its all-time low, it might drop down further.
Right. As last week we were discussing, and as you guys and particularly the sir has suggested that we should enter around like 470 or 480, something like that.
Yeah.
But whole week it didn't go down even like till 490 something. So, but on Friday it hit like 4.7 something as well. So that was my earlier question as well. Like, should we week whole day for that particular target point we are talking about, or it could be any particular day? That is already answered. That's fine.
Right. So maybe I can add to that. So the buy, sell, and stop loss levels that we discuss in our sessions or whenever we do analysis, we set that limit buys, and whenever market price hits that level, it might execute. So we are not thinking whether we should be buying on Monday to whether we should be waiting for some time on a day to reach that. Usually on Tuesdays and Fridays for stocks which are traded on US market, you would notice that there is a typical trend that the stocks take a dip in the first half on Tuesday and on Fridays. So that time, if your limit buys have not executed, you could buy once the market starts moving up. So that is what I try to convey through my messages is Tuesdays and Fridays are good to buy if your limit buys have not executed, which means the limit buy we had analyzed based on the analysis, those would be the support prices. If it has not hit, there's high probability that for US stocks during this time it might execute, and for Canadian stocks usually towards the end of the market, the limit buys at the support prices which we discuss usually it might reach those prices. If it doesn't reach, then you could change your order, basically adjust your buy price to the price at which it is trading so that you can enter.
Okay, right. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so I think Just Energy is, in my view, still a good buy price. Is that good buy price if you're looking for long term? But considering market trend and the news that had come about 2 weeks back, that news might impact its this quarterly result, and that's why you could still expect it to drop further. So if you are thinking to enter, um, you can still wait for it to drop. Even though it is at its all-time low, it can still drop down further. So a buy price of 4.5 would also be better. If we see the Bollinger Band lower, it's not showing here.
So very narrow band for Bollinger Band to actually give you any information.
Yeah, I was looking at 4.5 to add to my position for.
That's
Yeah.
I would, Farhan, who was just speaking 2 sessions earlier, once the stock has become weak, what is preventing it from becoming further weak? This stock had been re-rated. They did their jugglery of figures so that they could be traded on TSX. After that, it was again falling at the lows of itself. What is preventing it from going further low? So if you are not into the stock, stay out of it. But if you are there, then you take a call.
Yes, I agree with Vivek sir's point. So this stock, Just Energy, as its name, so it has a trend of spiking because it's traded both in US and Canadian market. So whenever there is any news related to this company, the stock price spikes, and when it spikes, it reaches, or it goes beyond 20%, 30%, but once the spike is over, it falls lower than the price at which it's traded. So you can see back from around 2019, you would see the stock price falls, then it spikes. After it spikes, then it drops down further. Then again it has spike and drops down. So it's good for those who are, means it's only for those who wants to take little risk and benefit on the expectation of spikes based on their news. But as Vivek sir mentioned, it has tendency of falling, and based on the consolidation, it can still continue dropping further. So for someone who has not been in this stock, would be preferring a stock which is having trend of upward or growth trend, they can prefer to stay away from the stock, as this stock has been on downtrend. It spikes, but after spike it falls down further.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, Kamal and Vixen.
Right. So next one is DCBO. Vivek sir, you mentioned the price levels for this week, or was it for the last week?
Yes, I had mentioned the DCBO price levels. I think on 5th of March, I posted on the group
Right.
that the stop loss is 46.
Mm-hmm.
Target is 60.25, 72, 76, 85.
60.45, 72 and
76 and 85.
okay.
Stop loss is 46.
46 and buy price 50.
My price was it was around 50.
Yeah,
I'll tell you my buy price.
I have the image here. It was 51 buy price.
Yeah, buy price was 51. The image I shared was 51, yes.
Yeah,
Right.
and stop 46. Then target is 72, 76, 81, 84.
Yeah, all right. That's what the image. But then I also given you a typing information.
Because I entered at 51.
Very at 51. All right.
Yeah.
I entered at 50.005 or 02. 50.02. So almost 50.
Right. Because it had dropped.
Yes. Yeah. Here, just for my question and for everyone as well who has entered here, like if the price goes less than 46 as our stop loss, should we keep it like for long term? Try not to sell it for that, or should we just change it and sell it out and get it?
Imran, if you look, I'll answer that. Come and change it to a weekly chart. Right now, if you look at 46, where is 46 happening? Exactly, right? Now, after 46, which is the next support level? All the way to July.
30 here around
37, 38, or even lower. Come down to this one. Yes.
27.
20. So where do you want to clean up? Where do you want to hold on to it? Because if this 46 breaks, your next support is at 27. Why should I wait for it to fall $20 more?
Yeah, exactly. Makes sense.
Right? Number one. Number two, if you look at the parameters which you are seeing on the screen now, the last end, it is below the 20-day EMA, closer to the 50 EMA, right? And look at the indicators. What is Williams showing you? Minus 88, minus 120, and RSI 48. I would expect a turn from here. If the turn comes in, I'm getting a 75 easily. I don't even wait for the 85 and the other targets. Even if I get 60, I'm getting $10 on my $50, 51 missing, if I'm getting $9 also, I'm getting a good return of about 20% or 18%. I should be more than happy. Entering at 51, getting out at 60 or at 70. 60 means I'm getting 18%. 70 means I'm getting about 36-40%.
Right. Yeah, makes sense. Totally.
Right? Which is why 46, if it cracks 46, understand that the strip, the counter has become weak. Why should I back a weak share? Why should I keep holding it? That much more effort he will take in climbing it back to my purchase price and then going further up to my target price. So why should I wait? If I'm buying it at 51, I'm liquidating at 46, I'm taking a $5 hit. That is acceptable than rather taking a $25 hit. Because the next target below, next support below is $20 below 46. It's almost at 26 levels, 26, 23 levels. So why should I wait for so long?
Yeah, right.
Right?
Thanks.
That's advantage of stop loss.
Exactly.
So let's go to next talk, which is SU. And I think many members would be looking at this stock also from perspective of holding for long term, since it gives dividends. Even though market trend is downward on weekly chart, you can see that it has not moved down.
You see it is reversed.
Yeah.
Last week it is in reverse. In the weekly chart it's showing weekly uptrend. In the weekly chart it's showing a weekly uptrend.
Yes.
It's reversed. How many weeks it is moving up?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 weeks it has moved up. Again, higher highs, higher tops, higher opens, higher close. The minute you're talking about higher tops, higher open, higher close, you're talking about strength coming in. 5 consecutive weeks, of which 3 weeks market was consecutively down. If you look at TSX or you look at Nasdaq, 3 weeks market was down and he was showing you strength. He is now almost to the previous resistance levels over here. at 28.57. Your high of the last week is also known to you. 28.62 is over here on the day of dividend, and the high is 28.33 again on dividend days.
So do you think it might drop now since
It
the
will
dividend
also-
is out?
The dividend is out, it may correct and fall down a little bit. It may correct and fall down a little bit. But somehow I feel when the market was down, he was climbing, so that means he still has strength. I will look at it that way.
Mhm.
Markets were red, markets were down, but he is climbing. They are climbing. I will now look at the next resistance. That is way back over here. Higher up, higher up, higher up, higher. At about 35.
Yes, I was looking at this gap down, which might get
Yeah,
filled in.
that has to get filled in. So look at the higher up. No, just two candles before where you were.
So
Just two candles before. Just three candles before. This one. One more to your left. Yeah. What's the height over there? 37.40.
yeah, 37.40.
I would be now looking to our next target of about 37. Not even 40. Forget 47, 40 cents. At 37, I will be in a position to, if I enter this, if I already entered at a lower rate. 37 is the first target. The one candle before this, the high of this candle. 37.40. At 37, I will be exiting. Because the gap is filled in, and I am exiting at a level which I think was there.
Right. And the next target, if someone
Of
wants
course,
to hold,
the other targets are very low, very far away. 44 is very far away.
yeah, 45.
44, 45.
Okay, so I think 30, 37.54,
37,
37 and 45.
45 are the targets.
Right. And since we are looking at these targets,
I'm
shall
sure
we
he already entered earlier. He must have already entered earlier. That is why he is asked for this price.
yeah, even I feel. But if someone is thinking to enter,
Wanting to enter, I will not enter immediately because it's at the upper Bollinger Band.
right,
Enter somewhere around 25.50.
that's it. Even I was looking at this 20, right,
Yeah.
20,
25.60.
25.60. Yes.
Yeah. Entry at 25.60. And stop would be what? 24.
The low of this candle,
Now,
right? 24 is the low of this,
either low of this candle or the low of the previous candle.
this one. Oh, this
The
one.
previous to your left.
Yeah, so it's
That is
23.50.
14th of February. 14th February. Yeah, this one. 23.15. So 23 could be the stop loss. $2.5 stop loss.
Next is BBDB.B. I think it is also up even though market was down.
DVD
Sorry?
DVD-B, not
Oh.
dot B, dash B,
Okay.
hyphen B, Toronto, yeah, Bombardier.
So it was down for a long time now. It has started moving up.
Now be very careful. It is below the 200-day moving average. It is almost touching your 100-day moving average, and the averages are it is all below all of them. And your 20-day and 50-day have crossed over about few weeks back.
So it looks to have taken downtrend from 24th of January.
The exact date will be on the day crossing over 1 week. Go back 2 steps. Here, this one. This one. 10th of January was the crossover because your 20-day and 50-day crossover took place on this date.
Right.
That is the golden crossover. Your EMA crossover took place of 20-day EMA cuts into the 50-day EMA from bottom on this day, right? So that is a golden crossover. Now it is moving, the 20-day is about to cross over the 100-day EMA, which is just between each other, very close to each other. So that is gaining strength. So Bombardier is now gaining strength after almost about a year of stagnation. Convert to a monthly chart. It's paying dividends every month. It's a dividend paying stock every month. Right? Now take it to a day chart.
So do you think this 50 EMI would be good time to enter? 0.8 a
Yes, it should be a good time to enter. 50 EMA will be a good time to enter. We should be at about 8.2, 8.2.
yeah, it seems Yahoo
Even
Finance is
8.3 would be a good point to enter.
it seems Yahoo Finance is not showing properly. This BBDB has 2-3 listings.
Yeah, I know because this is showing at 0.7, but this is showing at 8.2. So let's go by the actual figure of 8.2. 8.2, 8.3 would be the right approach to enter. 8.2 to 8.3 would be entry price and then targets accordingly. Target could easily be the 9 plus
yeah 9.2.
925. 9 or 925.
Yeah, so an
So
entry
0.75 would be a
yeah if an
entry
entry
at 8.25, 8.3.
yeah and so it would be $1 profit per share. So
Yes, for sure.
okay, I think I have, let me change this quick.
No, that's all right.
Right.
All right. So just convert 9.25 over there.
Yeah, and stop loss for this $8 would be a stop loss. 7.98, so 7.9, which would be like about 0.35 cents, or even half a cent would also be.
7.8, 7.585.
Yes, half a dollar would also be okay.
7.85 or 7.80 either way. Now, if you convert it to a bigger target, we can give you bigger targets also. Just check it out.
Yeah, it can have bigger targets as well.
No, see, the bigger targets are going to be difficult.
So
Yes,
this is the support 10,
10. 10 will be the next target.
right? 10 and the next after that, but it might take little
But
longer
I don't
time.
want to wait for that long. It's very far back away.
Yeah.
10 I would give up completely.
Right, 10 looks to be achievable. Okay, next. Yeah,
Kamal, I have a question on that.
yeah,
that stock. So the price is currently the 70 cent, right? 0.7.
yeah. So
Dinesh, can you speak louder, please?
yeah,
Yeah,
so
the
he
price is like the 0.7.
yeah, right. So I can answer to that. So if you look for BBD, Bombardier, BBD has different like
Bombardier. BBD.B.
BBD, yeah. So BBD.B is at that price, but if you see it has BBD.A and BBDPR.C, PR.B. So Yahoo Finance it seems is showing price of this stock, this BBDPR.B, and the reason is this is a stock which pays dividend. So if you see here, okay, and BBD.B doesn't pay dividend. Its price itself is 0.7. This doesn't pay the dividend. The Bombardier stock which pays dividend is this one, right? And Yahoo Finance somehow it is mixing with BBD dot PR dot B's price with BBD dot B. That's why here it is showing 0.7, but here it shows the price of the stock which pays dividend. That's why it shows dividend here.
Okay, got it. Thanks. Gaurav.
Right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Well,
Yes, sir. You're saying something? So if someone is entering into Bombardier from dividend perspective, then it would be good to enter bbd.pr.b, as bbd.b doesn't pay dividend. Now we can go to next Excel. I think Vivek has requested for Excel. I believe it Excel on US stock. I'm expecting that based on the trend.
Yes, Kamal.
and look at this script. It remained into for weeks. Keep it exactly where it is. For weeks, how many weeks it has been in a straight line? 2019 onwards, till about September 2020. It spikes, it comes back to the same level. Go to the start of the chart, just to know how long it is staying in the same range. No, absolute short, exactly.
So
same range.
sir, I'm holding this. I got in $17. Excel.
How much?
17.
17.
17, yes.
Yeah, I got it at 14.
God.
It had a top of 34, I guess.
But I still believe it will go to $35 within next 2-3 months. I think so. Let's see.
Is there any news about this?
Do you have a news on it? Mohsin, you have a news on it?
Sorry?
Do you have any inside news on it, or what is it? Why are you so confident?
I was checking the price of analysts, and the average price for this stock is around $35, I believe.
So which it has reached already.
Because of the spike. Average price is because of the spike. For the last 1.5 years, it was at $9.
Yeah, I know.
Till September 2020, it was at $9. How can the average price be 35?
Because I was checking in Yahoo Finance. If you will see the average price in Yahoo Finance, you can see like the analyst average price is $35.
Yes, but it
The
had
future prediction price. I think so. It's a future prediction price.
Yeah, it's a predicted price. It's a target price.
Target price. Yeah.
That has already been reached.
that's what
Yeah, and
even
it
my
had
point
fallen
was.
back to $40. That's the reason I entered it, because this has been heavily shorted.
Yeah.
But why was it heavily shorted? Understand that. We just had a session with Farhan. He clearly says the big game players were out. They were holding it, they were buying it at 9 to sell it at a high price. They stuck it up and they sold it off.
Are you
Well,
guys
now I am a
mentioning about
long-term
this?
holder, it means.
I don't feel like laughing at it. I really don't feel like I want to laugh at it. It's a wrong way to express it.
No problem, no problem. I
No.
have to admit, there are losses we have to take.
So yeah, so then understand when you're taking an entry into a trade, look at the past track record.
Yes.
Right? Like we've been talking about, if you've been following this channel for the last so many months, practically every week we were talking about BlackBerry. Someone had a different opinion. I had a diverse opinion on it, complete diverse opinion on it. That BlackBerry has. After this, I will ask someone to take BlackBerry also and show you the same thing, exactly same thing happening in BlackBerry also.
Yeah.
Exactly same thing. See, it was holding at $9. It spiked up. They liquidated their holdings and it allowed it to fall back to what? 12. Where is BlackBerry? For the last 10 odd years, 8 to 10 odd years, where were you at what rate?
Under
6, 7, 8, 10 odd years. Not one. Convert this to monthly chart. Convert to monthly chart. David, you go mad. Convert to monthly chart. Now that gives you an idea where were you. Right?
2011.
2011 to 2020, you or 21, you were nowhere. You were nowhere. Same $7, $5, $6, $8, and suddenly you shoot to 34. What happened?
Now back.
News only based on news. Suddenly a debt company becomes a $34 worth company share. A $7 share becomes the worth $34 share. We're talking about multiplication and multiplying by 5 times. You can't. And now where is it back now to? Back to 12. What were you in the month of November or in the month of October? 7, 6. You're back to 12. So somebody who bought a retail trader like you and me, who bought at 30 or 35, at 35, at 12, he will be crying now. He will be crying in how many months? 2 months. The track record clearly tells me it is not going to go up. Best of news, it will not happen. Nothing can happen on this. Anybody holding BlackBerry, I can only pray for you guys.
Not sure if Shayan is here on the call. We have Tahir.
Oh, yeah, Tahir online. Lovely. Tahir, what's your comment on BlackBerry and even the other one? Sure.
The Excel.
Chart.
Yeah, I think I closed.
Tahir, welcome. Day chart. These are weekly charts. Now look at Excel Fleet's week charts. It's falling on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. Last 3 weeks were very acute. You lost out 50% of your value in just 3 weeks, 50% down.
And it can drop down further.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what France says. What is preventing it from going back to where it was earlier or even lower?
Sir, but this is a trend with all the EV stocks. This is not all the EV stocks.
EV stocks already.
Yeah, so like if you see any EV stock, take it from Tesla, take it from CCIV or this, all the stocks are having a similar trend.
Why is that happening? And this is after Joe Williamson, he talks about EV participation, EV growth.
No, it just went up. After Joe Biden took over, I think it just started flying up. Upward.
So what does that confirm to you? Vivek, what does that confirm to you? Buy on road, sell on conservation. Buy on road, conservation. Exactly. Joe Biden is very favoring the EV companies or the energy companies. All of them are crashing down. Why is that happening?
Maybe there is no news from his side from the last 1 month.
They will tell me one thing, how often does stock move because of news? Your price has already factored all the news possible. Now once again, look at Li Auto in the month of October. Right? October was when you were holding elections in the US. October, November.
Yes.
Right? Now what happened? Come further to your right. No. This one, exactly this one. 25th of October, elections held. Next week, it shoots up. Biden. Then he says, thank you very much. He says, now Trump. Come down. Biden is in position. Now let me liquidate and get out. The news was in. what are you waiting for? Not that electric vehicle or EV companies will not do well in life. They will do well in life. But imagine now this stock lean right from 20 to climb to 38 will require to double. It will take an uphill task. It will not be done within the next 1 month. If this is a weekly chart, he took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 weeks. 8 knee. 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 weeks. 15 weeks. Almost 4 months. He will take another at least 8 months to climb up to 40. At least 8 more months to climb to 40. Keep one thing in mind, climbing a stair is always more difficult. Coming down is very fast. The earlier climb you saw, weekly climbs you saw, big candle climbs, because they were being operator managed. They were controlled. When these big wicks were being climbing, the operator, the retail like you and me, were not buying it there. We bought it on this week, on the week before this. Before this. This is a week after this. You bought in the next week, you bought in this week. That is the reason why you had the wick going up to 40. Because the retailers ventured in over here, they saw a big boom spike in the previous week. We got tempted. It was a spike from the previous week. Was a spike from? No, next after that. This one was a spike from 21.36 to 28. A $7 spike is a $30 jump in 1 week. Retailers started noticing it. They entered to take it to 40, and the big institutions offloaded their stocks. If you can add the volume, if you can see the volume shares, you will realize the big people are actually offloading. No, it is there.
Yeah, it's there.
The big people are actually offloading. 3 weeks of pure offloading. Pure offloading. They were feeding the retailers, come, take, I'll make it go up to 40, 45. Buy from me. And if you go back to the news, those 3 weeks, the news on EV was very strong. Either Elon Musk is talking about signals and talking about whatnot, what are the future plans. Everything was good, happening good around that time. They were pumping the markets up. They were pumping it and then they dumped it. It's a pump and dump scenario. All EV stocks will be pump and dump. When Farhan was saying that somebody was talking about EV being a bubble, that is me, I was talking about EV being a bubble. Where is it now? And I'm still saying it's a bubble till a proper dedicated company comes in and makes it a proper business model. Elon Musk is not a business model. Elon Musk is a bubble. He works on tweets. You don't operate companies on tweets. You operate companies on products. You operate companies on profits.
Tahir, would you like to add? Anyways, Vivek sir, your inputs on the, since we are talking about EV stocks on the similar lines, what would be your comment about NEO? I believe many members in our
NEO,
group
if
are
I'm not
holding.
mistaken, is currently at a very strong support. Now, NEO is a different ballgame altogether. NEO has not created so much yet. But the NEO, if you are going to enter in around 26-25. That would be my entry price for NEO. That would be at about a 100-day moving average.
Right. I'm not sure if we have. Yeah. Ankit's question was, what do you?
Next week.
Yeah.
Wow, go back to the chart now. 1 second. Next week, go back to the chart. Well, question for the possibly time to enter. Next week at 26, 25 would be time to enter.
And the stop loss would be at 21.
21, yeah. That's the 100-day moving average. Or 20.50 to secure my stop loss.
Yeah. Because it was at 21.14. That's why I was.
Yeah, that's why I'm going below. I'm making it 20.50.
Right.
Because I don't want to get stop loss here, so 20.50, and at the same time, it will touch the lower volume band and give me a bounce back at that.
26.
And 21.14 or 21.15 is a very strong. If you look at the support, it's a strong support at 21.14.
Right.
Yes.
Very true.
On September 1st, comedy low September 1st. To your left.
Sep-
That's it. That's now 1850. That is the support. That's a very strong support. 1850.
Mhm.
If somebody can really play on without a stop loss, 1850 would be a final stop loss. So then buy at around 21, stop of 1850.
Initial we said 26 and
25, 21, yeah, 25 and 21.
and stop loss is 20.5 and
Or 18,
18,
or 18.
18.5, right?
Even 18 is fine.
Okay.
Targets would be, go back to the chart. Let's see your targets. Targets again would be staggered.
So I think if entry is at 26, the first target could be 46.
Easily, 50,
Even higher, 50.
50, 52 would be easily done.
54. 54 and the next is
54, 54, 58, no, yeah, 58, 50, and then 65.
so good to enter next week.
Wait until at 21. Wait. No, current price is around 38. Oh, 31, sorry. Current price is 31. Day chart,
So current price is 38.
38, yeah. If you look at the day chart, the support is again at 25.
26.5, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
If you come to the mid October low just before the green, the red candle before the green, the one candle before this, 25.50.
Okay.
The next support will be at around September. Around just come to your left. To your left. The green to your left. That's it. 18. You see the low 18 there?
Yeah, 1850.
1795, 18. That is how much. These are two supports I've given you.
Yeah.
25, 21, 18. So I will buy at 21, stop of 18. If I'm buying at 25, stop of 20.50.
Right.
But I will ideally buy at 21.
So which means this week, maybe towards the end, or maybe next week would be a better entry.
Yes, something around that time. Or wait for 2 weeks. I don't mind. So it's a game of waiting. It's a game of patience. You have to wait.
Yeah. So next week or next to next week could be entry at that price.
Yeah, you could then enter new around that time.
Right. Okay. Thank you. So Shall we quickly cover few more stocks? Next is CCIV. I think again this would be having similar trend like Excel. I believe it was also, it's a new stock. Yeah.
Similar trend.
Yeah.
Pump and dump. Clear pump and dump.
Any possibility that it can reverse from this mid Bollinger Band?
No, it could be, but what is the depth of the chart? September. There's hardly data which is known to us.
That's correct.
September to March is just what, 9 months. And in 9 months you realize right from September till first week of January, it was like one straight line. Pure straight line. Now what happened in January second week that suddenly it shoots up? Was there news in this?
Yeah, there was news of it merging with some other company.
Lucid Motors.
Hmm?
Yeah, another EV stock. This is a SPAC, CCIV, and there was a news about its collaboration with Lucid Motors, and because of that, it started shooting up. And once the merger was announced, I think
It
people
started
started
falling down.
taking out the profit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're right, bang on dot. So there was a rumor of merger, the rumor merger got confirmed, profit booking happens and it's down. You can actually go back to the chart again, I'll tell you one thing. Something just struck me, I don't know if it's true or not. Look at the lower wick. The lower wick is as low as the previous red candle lower wick. This is 18.55, that is 20.4. So I can go maximum to 18.55. If I were to buy it, 18.55 would be my stop loss. Or buy at around 20, already at 20.4. So buy at about, if I must enter the stock, buy at the mid Bollinger Band,
21.
21 or at 21, and keep your low of 18.5.
18.5.
Yeah, or 18 as a stop loss. Buy at 21, stop loss of 18, target of 55, 60, whatever it is.
Yeah.
If I must enter this band.
Yeah, I was looking at first target as 40.
Yeah, that's also not bad. That's also doubling.
Yeah.
That's also doubling. So that is only if the mid Bollinger Band and the 20-day EMA holds. Otherwise, no. Otherwise, not worth it. If tomorrow or Monday or Tuesday suddenly gives you a very deep correction, it can go straight down. Because the lower Bollinger Band is much lower, and then the stop is at 10.30 or 10. So straight from 20 to 10.
And what would be the buy for this then? $18? 15.
So the whole thing, even buying at 18, they want to keep my stop 10, but 10 they always maintained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the 52-week low for this stock? Can you check the thing? 52 weeks are not over here. If you don't see the chart, you see the
Since it is a SPAC, it won't go below 10 because that is
Minimum requirement.
minimum requirement.
52.
52-week low,
9.60.
9.60.
Yeah.
And if I'm not wrong with the news that it is going up at a premium of 50% to all the investors. So 10 is the minimum price plus $5. So 15 should be the like the price below which it should not fall. That is my
Then
assumption.
in that case, I would be a buyer at about 18
Mm-hmm.
with a stop of about 14.
Okay.
I would be a buyer at 18 with a stop of 14 because I'm going below the 50% markup and buy at 1836, which is a very strong symbol. To buy at 18 with a stop of 14. No, not even, then I won't touch buy at 21 because then it will go below.
Okay.
Then buy at 1824 and then target of 42 or 45 and 60. But that is only on the presumption that 50% buyup is there. 50% markup on the whatever was just shared with us.
Okay, next is Fury. I think this is on TSX. It might be a penny stock, I believe.
Gold mines.
It's touching the lower Bollinger Band on weekly chart.
And
CCI.
getting squeezed.
Yes.
And the band getting squeezed. And this is on a weekly chart.
Yeah. This was in October. It had a huge gap down.
That is a day. That is a week where all the gold charts fell all across.
But I think, okay, is it also?
2020.
It seems the stock price was consolidated. 675 is to 1000.
What price has he bought it at? 2.4 if I'm not mistaken.
So he is asking, is 2.4 target price correct?
Target price. And
So,
what is the buying price? Any idea? Has he mentioned the buying price?
no,
Is my DF correct?
yeah, he's asking, should I target 2.45? Is his analysis correct for?
Sure, 2.45.
He has entered. He has not mentioned
Let's see.
buy price, but is
Buy
the
price, 2.45.
2.35 was high here. Maybe
The previous high 4 weeks back was how much? Again 2.35 or 2.3.
2.35.
4 weeks back.
Before that,
2.35, somewhere in February. February this year.
in February.
This year. Yes, this one.
Okay, so high was 2.36. Yeah.
I think you should keep a target price of over 2.35 only because that is coming back and reversing from there every time.
Yeah, even
So,
here high was 2.35.
maybe 2.36.
And here open was 2.32. So 2.35 would be a better target, in which case his order
Yeah,
would
I
exit.
would say 2.34 would be a better target. 3.4, not even 3.5, 3.4.
Okay.
Even 3.5, that's all. That's hardly 1 cent here will not be a problem.
Right.
2.35 would be a better target.
Yep. Okay.
I think on call. Isn't he here with us? Yeah, Vivek Krishnan is here. Vivek? Vivek Krishna.
Yeah, we were asking, at what price did you enter Fury, FURY?
1.75, no, 1.5 something.
Yeah, I think if,
Vivek, I think your target price should be 2.3435.
yeah, that would be like over 50% returns.
Yes, that's what I'm expecting. I just want to
Now,
make sure if my
if they
reading is
don't keep it
correct.
at 2.45, what you're planning, keep it at 3.5,
Yeah.
3.4.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, because I think 3.4, 1 cent will not make a difference, but it will basically ascertain that your order gets filled in immediately.
Okay, Vivek.
Good.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
And that too it when the market is down.
In the market down, yes.
Once it corrects. So next is MUX. So on weekly chart, it's still downward. Williams R CCI is also showing downtrend. I think it's better to wait for this to fall down further. It has strong support at 1.22, which could be a good entry.
Yes.
And a stop loss at $1. Low was 1.08, so I think $1 or 0.99. Right, Vivek sir?
Yeah, perfect.
Then
Target I think 2 or something.
$2.
2 plus कुछ था. Exactly क्या हुआ, I don't remember seeing the chart के अंदर. Chart था ना ऊपर MUX.
कहाँ पे?
हाँ यही है. Same chart.
Mm-hmm.
The top of the red candle, the big red candle, January के अंदर. हाँ. 0.95, and if you go beyond, go previous slide. No, just zoom out. Don't zoom in, zoom out. Minus कर देगा. बस July.
Yeah.
July. The high in July. July 20.
So
I'm
2
getting a delayed feeds. I don't know. I can't.
So 2.8, 2.65 or 2.85 is what you're suggesting?
No, that is you're talking about in August 2019. I'm looking at July.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one.
So $2.
Yeah.
Okay.
$2 is a very strong support, and that's good enough. You get 0.8 on investment at 1.2.
That's right. So I think so 1.95 would be a safer target, or I think 2 is also
Even
possible.
99 or 1.95. 1.95 is also good enough.
Yeah, because 1.95 I see it touched here and then it went down. So 1.95.
That's right. So 1.95 or 1.92. 1.92 also is a good target.
Okay. Right. Next is TRIL. Most of these stocks I saw on daily chart, they are touching their lower Bollinger Band. So this week we have many
Because of
stocks.
the 3 weeks of correction.
Yes. So and stocks like this are nearing their lower Bollinger Band even on weekly charts.
Even this chart, even trill, has reduced below its 50-day moving average. It's now going to touch a 100-day moving average very shortly.
Yeah. So I was also thinking this support, which is near the 100-day moving average, around 10.4.
No, even though
Yeah, 200?
Even to 10. No, keep it buy at 10 around July of last year. July of 2020. July. This one. The low is what?
Low is
775.
yeah, that is even lower than 200 moving average.
Moving average.
That's why I was looking at the support which is at this level.
But if you look at the last two candles, which are weekly red candles, the last two, look at the drop.
Yeah.
What is the difference between the high and low of each candle? This is almost 16 and 13, and this is 15 and 11. A $4 drop. A $4 drop today at 12 would bring it to 8.
Mm-hmm.
Would bring it to 8. So you're almost close to the 200-day moving average.
Yeah.
Which is always happening in the last 2 weeks. So if that continues, this could easily come down to a 200-day moving average, and if it goes below the 200-day moving average, it will go back to its November 2019 levels, which is again stagnancy at very, very low minimal levels. Go back to the penny stock levels it was in November 2019. Look at this, that huge entire 2019 to 2020, one full year of one single zone rates, single digit rates. Point 0.7, 0.3. And that could be the collapse. There is one more strong support happening around March 2020. Around March 2020, that low, the low to your right, of this low, that's 3.65. That could be a strong support. Now, after 3.65, I don't want to even think about the stock.
Yeah.
So if somebody is not entered trailing, I would say thank you very much. You don't even think about doing it.
So should we recommend to just wait for this to?
I would recommend avoid unless you have already entered. If they've entered, I think next time we should also ask them if they are already in that stock or not.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay, I'll add a column if they are already on board. Yeah. Next is R and W. Again, similar trend like other EV stocks.
also came down.
It's about to touch its 50 EMA.
But Kamal, 6 consecutive weeks. Lower open, lower close, lower high, lower lows. 6 consecutive weeks, not days, weeks. That is 30 trading days. Lower open, lower high, lower low, lower close.
Do you think this support near 15.68 would be a better entry point?
Yes. 15.5, 15.6.
Yeah, this is what I was looking.
That would be the perfect entry price. Stop loss of 1350. 1550 entry, 1350 stop.
Sorry, entry at 1560 or 1480?
You could do either 1480 or even 1560 or 1550 also is fine. 1560, chalo. 1560 is a better way to enter.
Yeah.
1560.
Hi, Kamal. Vivek said this is Aditya again. Sorry, nothing against anyone though, but just a quick point I've just noticed. All the stocks that we are looking at, right, are on a downtrend. So wouldn't it be a better option just for the market to recover a bit before we actually start entering? Because I might be wrong as well. What I feel is for the most of them that we're going to enter, we might hit the stop losses, losing our money. Wouldn't it be a better option to just have a look at the market first before it starts bouncing back? Just a point.
That is always the right approach. You always keep a track of the market, see if it's going to reverse or not. Which is the reason why we are actually taking a weekly chart because we know the markets are weak. We're looking at weekly charts, we're not even looking at daily charts. And in the weekly charts, we are getting you the support prices and giving you a stop loss even much lower. I agree with what you just observed.
Thank you for this.
Can I say something? I was waiting for a very long time to say.
Yeah, we were waiting for you.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I was trying to say the same point which I just mentioned. Yeah, just same observation from my side as well. Like if we look at the bigger picture, everything is down. Yeah, because the index is down as well. The market, the overall stock markets are down. So my perception is once we see the market trend overall turning up, and we see a positive upward movement in the overall indices in NDX, S&P, and others. So all these discussions that we are doing, like we are saying the stock is going down or near to its support level, and we are more worried about the entry points of those stocks. So I believe once the overall market start behaving positively, these stocks will also show an upward movement, or at least they move sideways and stop going further downways. So most of the stocks you may see go in consolidation phase before they resume their uptrend. So I see this as a correction, and that correction is like always good for the market overall. It gives you a buying opportunity at one end, and the other side is it opens up a space for the upward movement as well, because most of your indicators will cool off, they will cool down, and then you will get a good opportunity to enter and then make some profit. So corrections are like always good for the market in the long run.